Thank you, everyone. Joseph Conteh from the Parliament of the Republic of Sierra Leone. My presentation on the modernization case for the Parliament of Sierra Leone Tech Commonwealth Virtual Summit. My presentation outline will be in line with the guideline which was sent by the organizing team for this summit. The Parliament of Sierra Leone was founded on the 27th April 1961. And since 1961 to date, 2023, it is 62 years old. It's a unicameral legislature known as House of Representatives. Currently, it has 146 members of parliament, 132 elected.
Mr. Conteh, apologies to interrupt you. We are still seeing the cover of your presentation. The slides are not passing.
I'm very sorry about that.
I think you need to click on each slide to pass, maybe.
Okay. Are you seeing it now?
Oh, yes, perfect. Now it's changing. Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you too. So the parliament has the composition is 146 members, 132 is elected, and 14 paramount chief. Currently, it's an hung parliament with 4 political parties. We have 27% women representation out of the 146, 3 disabled members. The total number of staff is 393. The challenges that can be solved by digital transformation. Parliament of Sierra Leone has 4 core functions. 1, representation. And with regards to representation, the first challenge which digital transformation has solved for representation in the Parliament of Sierra Leone is easy access to parliamentary documents. We've done this through the electronic pigeonhole. Members of parliament, the challenge that they have in the Parliament of Sierra Leone, first, they do not have office space. Secondly, it's not only office space, but they are coming from various constituencies that are far away from the heart of the city and also the parliament. So most times they come very late and they have to pick documents from the physical pigeonhole. It affects their representation. So what we've done with our digital transformation, we've developed an electronic pigeonhole. And this electronic pigeonhole, we've succeeded in doing that by preparing 4 different platforms. We have the enterprise content management platform that we do push parliamentary documents from voter proceedings, order paper, bills, amendments, statutory instruments, all of those documents. And also we have the electronic document management system, which is separate from the ECM. And also we are not only using those 2 systems, we are also using the intranet. Those systems, what we have done, before COVID, members of parliament do come to parliament physically to access their parliamentary documents. And once they get this parliamentary document, they go straight to the chamber. So most times they do not prepare themselves properly to legislate. So now we have been able to give them tablets, and those tablets will send those information electronically to the tablet. So even if they are in their constituency, at their home, wherever they are, they will get those information. They will be able to research. They will be able to prepare themselves before coming. The e-attendance. In 2019, when COVID struck, Parliament was in complete disarray due to social distancing. So members were out and asked to stay at home. So what we were able to do, the first States of the Union address, we set up an e-attendance and electronic system on a virtual platform. And members of parliament, even though they are at their constituencies, they are at home, they were able to participate in that program through the e-attendance. The e-participation also, this is something that we have developed. We have not yet fully rolled it out, but the 6th parliament that is coming, we want to see how we can roll it out and ensure that we give members of parliament the opportunity to continue to participate within or out of parliament. On the lawmaking, in parliament, before COVID, we used to have a system wherein the votes and proceedings, which is the key documents, are being done manually, and sometimes a day or two before it has been produced. But now we have developed an e-votes and proceedings system. So while session is ongoing, the votes and proceedings will be prepared electronically. At the end of the session, at the end of the parliamentary sittings, the vote and proceeding will be consolidated, and it will be published and sent electronically to members' electronic pigeonhole. And also be able, on the lawmaking process, to give access to bills, agreements, through a system which we have developed, and it is referred to as automated bills processing system. This also enhances, it has enhanced the lawmaking process considerably. Our live streaming, we do live streaming for our plenary deliberation and also for other deliberations, for committee hearings, committee sittings, presidential appointment committees. We do live streaming to give access to citizens to be able to be part of the legislative process, and also not just to be part of the legislative process, but to have their say and to fill a memo that can form part of the legislation. That's what we have been able to do. We also have our opinion polls on our website, which citizens on controversial or critical bills, they can send in their opinion, and we also use our social media platform for the lawmaking process. On oversight, what we have done, we have developed a website, and on the website, we ensure that reports are published for committees, for various committees, since we have 32 committees, and we live stream every committee and oversight visitation. We do transcribe oversight visitation, verbatim transcription. We have a system and an app that we use to do that. And we also use our Parliamentary mobile app to ensure that we push oversight reports, oversight feedback to the general public to our Parliamentary mobile app. For budget scrutiny and allocation, what we have done through digital transformation is to ensure that now we have the electronic appropriation questionnaire, which is on our website, that ministries, departments, and agencies will get access to it. They fill it electronically, and it is also sent electronically. That has tremendously reduced cost, time, and energy in the parliamentary setting. The demands for the implementation of those digital solutions. For members of parliament in 2017, we had an online questionnaire survey for the use of e-system, electronic systems for the Parliament of Sierra Leone. And that survey was filled by 90% out of 124 members of parliament supported the idea for parliament to move from traditional system to an electronic system. And in 2022, after we had the general elections in 2018, and we have a new government, in 2021, 2022, we did a similar electronic survey to ascertain the usage of an e-parliament rollout. And the idea was we want to give members of parliament a tablet and also a modem, so that they can use the modem to connect to their tablets. And once they connect, if they are in their constituency, they are at home, wherever they are, they will have access to parliamentary documents. And when they come to the chamber, in the chamber of parliament, every member's sitting position has an Android computer which is connected to the electronic system that we have used to push information for members of parliament attention there in parliamentary debates. Out of that, we are able to get 95% of members of parliament who also are in acceptance for us to move from the traditional parliamentary system to an e-parliament. For staff, we have 14 departments. Out of the 14 departments, we have developed several systems that staff are using, since staff are responsible to support members' function and giving the necessary support to members of parliament. We have developed the e-voting system, the e-vote and proceeding system, the e-transcription system for official report department, and also the electronic monitor and evaluation quarterly reports, the electronic visitors access form where members of parliament, where strangers, those who want to come to parliament, to visit parliament, they use that electronic form to apply, and they will have a response automatic, and a seat will be designated to them. We have the electronic HR system, where the Human Resource Department used to manage both members' welfare as well as staff welfare. Based on all of those systems, the electronic workbook, the electronic data bank, the electronic procurement, the electronic itinerary, and the electronic press release systems. During our survey, we have a 96% acceptance where staff of Parliament are really readily available to use the system. And the other reason why we have those 96% acceptance during the survey is because it is mandated in our 2021-2025 strategic plan that Parliament of Sierra Leone is moving digital, a paperless Parliament. During our 2023, in January this year, our 2023 operational plan that was presented to us by the Office of the Clerk, one of the vision, one of the targets is Parliament of Sierra Leone should move 100% paperless. Based on those two documents, the acceptance for staff for digital implementation is 96%. The Ministries Department Agency, the governance sector, the executive, they too are moving towards developing an e-governance system. So based on that, their acceptance is 70%, and some of the systems, for instance, the appointment committee, the online appointment committee form, the appropriation questionnaire form are used by the Ministries Department Agency, and they are using it regularly. We are getting information on their budgetary appropriation, the committee of supply, and those feedback tells us that 70% they are in readiness, and the rest are those that are traditional. The main accomplishments in the Parliament of Sierra Leone, to be specific, based on our movement from traditional Parliament to the digital Parliament, internal administration processes. What we have realized since the implementation of the e-Parliament system, we've realized that 85%, these are surveys that we have done. We are regularly doing our survey on an online platform. And we have an electronic document management system that we use to develop our surveys. And it is being published by the Human Resource Department electronically. Staff fill it electronically, and it is submitted electronically. Out of those surveys that we've conducted since 2017 to date, we have 85% acceptance on the processes for a movement from traditional Parliament to an electronic Parliament or a digital implementation. Out of the 14 departments and the 23 offices, which are made up of leaders as well as committee chairmen, they are all run by staff of the Parliament of Sierra Leone. As of date, we have the number of staff we have is 393, and they are all in support because it not just enhances their parliamentary work, but it also is the much energy that they use when we are on the manual system. So that's why the acceptance for internal administration process is 85%. The legislative, we are still working and developing it. We've developed our e-vote and proceeding systems. Our bill automation system is not fully implemented. This year, 2023, we want to see how we can roll out all the features in the bill automation system. We want to be doing the bill, the stages of a bill, the 4 stages of a bill, from committee stage, from first reading to second reading, on a real time in the bill automation system. So the response for now is 60%. Oversight, we've not completely digitized everything on oversight. That's why we have 40%. We have an interactive dynamic website which pushes parliamentary information to the general public. The core functions of Parliament are displayed on the website on a real time, and it is updated regularly. Also on that website, our social media interaction. Just with our Facebook, quite recently, we have 23K users viewing our Facebook and also our live streaming. Our Twitter usage, the responses and feedback, our opinion polls are all on track, and that is why I could rate it based on the analysis and the surveys which we have got as 90%. Quite recently, under the Open Government Partnership, we were able to have came second in the Open Government Partnership analysis on the use of transparency, accountability, and making Parliament not just accountable, accessible, but open to the general public on the basis of document and information sharing. And this particular 82% for open data solution, it's a statistics that we got, not just internal analysis, but also from the OGP, Open Government Partnership. Our user interface response on our website is the feedback that we have got since the development to date is friendly, and we are enhancing it on a regular basis. Participating solutions, we have our opinion polls, we have our social media, our Twitter handle, we have our YouTube, and also our Facebook. In our Facebook, we do send parliamentary information and live stream. We also have feedback on the website. Areas that are responsible for centralizing the digitalization demands: one, the Information and Communication Technology Department, the Parliamentary Service Commission, which is like the board and the regulatory body for the Parliament of Sierra Leone, the Office of the Clerk, which is the administrative office and that's responsible for vote controlling and also the functioning of the parliamentary service, and underneath it, the management that runs the Parliament of the Republic of Sierra Leone. There is a need for us to update internal rules. The first rules, the movement from traditional parliaments to electronic parliaments, so to speak, e-parliament, the fundamental area that should be dealt with has to do with the standing order, the rules of procedure. The importance of the rules of procedure are very simple. Parliament of Sierra Leone, for instance, since 2006, when we had the revised standing order, it has not been reviewed. And all what is stated in that standing order, that are the rules of procedures for the operations of Parliament, we are all based on a manual of physical presence. For instance, interpretation, attendance, the SOs that are stated about attendance has to do with physical attendance, sittings has to do with physical, votings, elections, quorum, all of this has to do physical. So what we need to do to ensure that we go fully paperless e-parliament, we want to review and revise the standing order, so that if the standing order makes provisions, for instance, for attendance to have e-attendance, e-participation, e-login, e-quorum, once it is in the standing order, members of parliament will not raise it as a point of order against another member of parliament. It will be seemingly easy for members of parliament to contribute, and also in cases where there is a pandemic, Parliament of Sierra Leone will be able to move the business of the house regardless of the pandemic. Another area which is much more important for the parliament that we are working on is the ICT policy. Since 2020, when we reviewed the ICT policy, there were no review, and we have experienced so many issues which need for the Parliament of Sierra Leone policy to be reviewed. The Parliament of Sierra Leone strategic plan is also an area to be reviewed to make provision for cybersecurity, cybercrime issues. There are cybersecurity concerns for the Parliament. We have inculcated so many technologies: the legislative technology, the representational technology, the oversight technology, the budget technology, and also staff backstop supporting technologies. Putting all of these technologies, a lot of issues will come out: password interference, password attack, phishing, malware. So cybersecurity is one key activity under our departmental plan and our operational plan to ensure that those concerns are fully taken care of, and to obliterate the issue of cyber threats and cybercrime into the parliamentary system. Challenges that we have seen during the digitalization or transformation process: one, that has to do with human resource. First, for the human resource, one that comes to mind, it has to do with taking care of the SOs. Once the SOs are taken care of, members of parliament, who are the critical embodiment of parliamentary operations, will be able to work by the rules of procedure. And once they are working on the rules of procedures, it will not affect what Parliament will do with regards to digitalization and the transformation of digital system. Some members of Parliament, of course, are against change, but because we have the majority, the leadership, and also not just the leadership, but the majority, which sometimes to some extent we refer to as a quorum, are in support of digital transformation, So we deem it necessary that Parliament will move. But once the SOs are taken care of, then it will not be a challenge at all. For parliamentary staff, there are some staff that has attitude towards change, especially some of the opinion that once we change from manual system to electronic system, it will be like the electronic system auditing, also checking, monitoring, and also not just monitoring, but looking at what they are doing, and it will determine if they are working or not. Regardless of that, the majority are in support of the movement from digital from traditional or manual usage to digital transformation. Civil servants also, we have some part of the civil service that are stereotype or traditional people, but we are moving towards a change. And since the majority are in acceptance, it is well, fine, and good. Even though in Sierra Leone we have a much more small or less technological markets, we do not have a open or wide market where you can have resources, ICT materials, ICT equipment easier, but that is not going to stop us. Yes, we have a market that is small, but most times we also outsource, and we are getting there and getting what we want. The steps that we've taken to ensure that we increase transparency and participation.
Conteh, apologies for the interruption. Just to conclude in 1 minute, please, so we can have the questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So I made mention of our social media platform, our opinion polls, our mobile app, our websites, and our feedback. And also in our mobile app and our website, we have an area where we see Know Your MPs. Digital legacy, to some extent, our virtual technology and our e-parliament is taking care of those issues that has to do with digital legacy. On that note, I thank you for your attention.